Hello dear student, I am Najmu Saheb, lecturer in business studies, Vishamana PU College, Chitradurga. So dear student, as we have discussed in the previous class regarding the steps involved in a controlling or process of controlling we have discussed. Along with that, we have just seen about the techniques of controlling. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to discuss about the controlling techniques or techniques of control. As you know that the techniques of controlling has been broadly categorized into two ways. One is traditional method or conventional method or conventional techniques of controlling, and another one is modern or sophisticated techniques of controlling. As you already know that the traditional techniques of controlling is not a new, it is old one, okay, which the company is used, which the company is being used, and still they are using these techniques. But these traditional techniques are not outdated, they have not become obsolete. Rather, these techniques are still being used by the many companies. Okay. So let us discuss the traditional method of controlling. Okay. The traditional method or conventional method or techniques of controlling. Under that, this traditional method or conventional method includes or it involves, first one is personal observation. Personal observation is one of the oldest and traditional method of controlling. It is one of the old and the traditional method of controlling. Okay, this method is used by the almost all the organization and almost all the managers in the organization. Okay, this is one of the oldest form. This personal observation enables the managers to collect the first-hand information or first-hand data. So the personal observation enables or it helps the supervisor in the organization or the managers to collect the first-hand information regarding the work, regarding the individual or regarding any situation or any organization. Okay, it enables the manager, it helps the managers to collect the first-hand information regarding the work, regarding the individual or regarding the situation or condition or the organization. Okay, here you get new information or fresh information you can collect with the help of the personal observation. Okay, and this also creates, the personal observation will also creates the atmosphere of pressure. Okay, that is what it creates, the psychological pressure on the employee to perform well in the organization. Okay, the personal observation creates the environment, it creates the atmosphere of psychological pressure on the employee. It forces the employees to perform better in the organization, to work better or to work effectively in the organization. As the employees know that they are under supervision, they are monitored by their manager or their boss. When they know this, okay, they will going to perform well. Okay, here creates the pressure on the employee. So when you are under monitoring by somebody else, what you will do? You will try your best to perform well. Okay, that is what the psychological pressure, that is what the force, okay, on the employee or on the individual to work better in the organization. That is what this personal observation will create, the psychological pressure on the employee to perform well in the organization. Okay, and however, this traditional method or this personal observation is very time consuming, and this method is not effectively used in all the kinds of job, okay. So it cannot be effectively used, okay, it cannot be effectively used in almost all the kinds of jobs. That is what the personal observation. Personal observation is one of the traditional method of controlling. It helps the manager, it enables the manager to get the fresh information, to get in new information or to collect the information, facts, figures regarding the job, regarding the organization and regarding the individual, and also it creates the psychological pressure on the employee, as the employees are aware that they are being controlled, okay, they are being monitored. Okay, however, this particular personal observation is a very time consuming task, and this particular method cannot be effectively used in almost all the kinds of job. Okay, this particular technique, this particular method will not applicable to all the jobs in the organization. That is what a personal observation. The next one is statistical. Next is statistical report. Our statistical data analysis is one of the method or one of the technique of your conventional techniques of controlling. So statistical methods tools are used in organization to control the activities. Okay, so there are certain methods, techniques of statistics are used in order to control the activities in the organization. Okay, so this statistical analysis in the form of averages. Okay, the statistical analysis in the form of averages, ratios, percentage, correlation, regression. Okay, if such information is presented to the manager, okay, the performance regarding the performance of the organization in the form of graphical charts, okay, in the form of charts, tables, tabulation, if we presented such information, it is easy for the manager. It enables the manager to easily read that information and compare that information to the previous one, to the standard one. Okay, this is called as a statistical report. Statistical report is nothing but whatever the information you have gathered, whatever the information, performance of the organization and the different departments, okay, information regarding the different departments, that information will be presented in a graphical manner, okay, pictorial manner. You will present such information. Okay, if such information is presented in the form of percentage, in the form of averages, in the form of ratios, correlation and regression, if such techniques are used to analyze the information and to analyze the performance of the organization, such information will be helpful to the manager to compare, to easily read, to easily analyze that information and compare those information with the benchmark, with the standard. Okay, that is what statistical report. This statistical report, okay, this statistical technique will also useful to fixation of minimum and maximum acceptable limits. As I told you, in analysis of deviation in the process of controlling, that is what the fourth step is your analysis of deviation. So in analysis of deviation, you will set the maximum deviation, okay, minimum and maximum acceptable limit you are going to set. So this will be set by using that statistical technique. Okay, that's like a regression analysis. You can take Whittle deviation. Okay, there are different methods are there, different techniques are there. Those techniques are being used in order to set or in order to fix the minimum and maximum acceptable limits of deviation, in order to set the variations of acceptable variations and not acceptable variation. Okay, minimum range and maximum range. In order to set that statistical report or statistical techniques are being used. Okay, this statistical techniques makes or enables the manager to read the information easily and to compare that to the standard, to compare that the performance whatever you have got to the standard one whatever you have already set. Okay, that is what a statistical report. Next method under traditional or conventional technique is break-even analysis or break-even point. It is one of the important concept under cost accounting or managerial accounting. Okay, it comes and this concept comes under your cost accounting, that is one more branch of accounting, and even it comes under your managerial accounting, managerial costing. Okay, that is what break-even analysis. Okay, the break-even analysis is a technique which is used by the manager in order to study the relationship between, it is used by the manager to study the relationship between the cost, volume, okay, and profit. Okay, it is used to study the relationship between the cost, volume and the profit. Cost means what? Whatever the investment you have made. Okay, that's what I can say. Okay, investment are the expenses you are incurring in order to produce a product or in order to manufacture certain goods and services. And the volume is nothing but the sales. Okay, what you have made. And the last one is profit or revenue, what you are getting from out of sales, what you are getting out of sales. That is what break-even analysis. So if you helpful, this particular technique is used by the manager in order to study in order to make a comparison or in order to create a relationship between the cost, volume and the profit. Okay. This break-even analysis or break-even point determines the probable losses and profit at various activities. Okay. It determines the probable profit and losses at different activity. So this break-even analysis is helpful, as you know, that to create a relationship between the cost, volume and profit. That is what the investment you have made, the expenditure you are incurring on the production of goods and services, and the sale of, that is what your value, and the profit. Out of sales, how much you are going to get the profit or how much you are getting revenue. That is what it creates a relationship. And this particular analysis will also determines the probable, okay, not exact, the probable losses and the profit at different activity, at different activities, at different point, how much losses I am going to incur and how much profit I am going to get. Okay, it will determine. The sale volume at which the profit, there is a no profit, there is a no loss is called as a break-even point. Okay. It is a point, okay, the sale at which there is no profit, and there is no loss is called break-even point. It is a point in which it is a sale volume at which there will be a no profit, there will be a no losses. Okay, zero profit, zero cost. That is called as a break-even point. Okay. So this break-even concept divides the whole firm into two equal parts. Okay, this break-even concept will divide the whole organization into two equal points or two equal parts. Okay. The first point is the firm is neither making profit or nor making incurring any losses. Okay, there is zero level profit, zero level of profit and zero level of loss. Okay, and if the firm aims to earn the profit, if the organization wants to profit, then they have to go above the point, about the break-even point, that is then you will get the profit for the organization. Okay. If any activity below the point of break-even point, then that will cause for the losses for the organization, and that organization cannot recover its total cost. Okay. So the sales value is equal to the total cost. That is what break-even analysis. This is a chart of your break-even point. Okay, as I told you, this concept will divide the whole organization into two points. Okay. So this is sale volume. Okay, this x-axis shows the sale volume in thousands, and the y-axis will shows the cost and revenue. Okay, cost and revenue in lakhs. Okay, rupees lakhs. Okay, this line will indicate the fixed cost. Fixed cost means what? Which will never change. Okay, it remains constant with regards to the output. Okay, it will never change. Okay, and the next is this is what your total cost. This shows the total cost, and this is what your variable cost. Variable cost means what? It's changes. Okay, it varies with the output. With the output, it varies. Okay, and this is the total revenue, and it is a total cost curve. Okay. So this total cost and the total revenue will intersect with each other. This intersection part is called as a break-even point. The intersection of TR, that is our total revenue, and the total cost is called as a break-even point. Okay, if any sales above this point, above this break-even point is called as again profit for the organization. Getting? Okay, if any sales above the break-even point, that is called as a profit for the organization. Or if any activity below this point, okay, below this point, then it is called as a loss for the organization. Okay, it cannot recover its total cost. Okay. Break-even point can be calculated algebraically, like the formula for calculation of break-even point is BEP. Break-even point is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Contribution. Okay. So the break-even point can be calculated with the help of formula also. That is what the fixed cost. Okay, fixed cost divided by contribution. The contribution can be calculated, okay, the contribution is calculated, that is selling per unit divided minus variable cost. If you deduct the selling price with your variable cost, you will get the contribution. Okay, this is what formula in order to calculate your break-even point. Selling price minus variable cost. Selling price minus variable cost. If you do this, you will get the contribution, and in order to calculate your break-even point, fixed cost divided by the contribution or contribution. Instead, you can also write here selling price minus variable cost. If you do this, you will get the break-even point. That is what the break-even analysis is. Next method under traditional technique of control is budgetary control. It is one of the concept under management accounting. Management accounting is another branch of your accounting. Okay. So budgetary control is one of the technique of managerial control in which operations and plans are prepared in advance. Okay, the plans are prepared in advance in the form of budget. Okay, in the form of budget. And actual result, whatever the actual work you derived from that is going to be compared with your budget. Okay, this comparison will reveals the necessary actions that to be undertaken in order to achieve the organization objective. That is what budgetary control. Budgetary control is nothing but you are controlling. The meaning itself says that here what happened. So the simple meaning of budget means what? It is a monetary expression of future plans of the organization. Future plans of the organization. That is what budget. That is called as a budget. Budget means what here? Monetary expression of future plans of the organization. Okay. So this budget includes programs for the future operations of the organization. So under budgetary control, what happens? The plans, the operations you will prepare in advance. Okay, you will prepare in advance. Whatever the actual results you will get, whatever the actual outcome will come, that will compare with your budget. Okay, that you will going to compare with the budget. Okay, this comparison will reveal whether you are according to your budget or you are up or you are down. Okay, okay, the budget has been increased or decreased. Okay, that will reveal the comparison will reveal the improvement or decreasing in trend. Okay, increasing trend or decreasing trend. Okay, which leads the managers to take a necessary action in order to achieve the organization objective, in order to accomplish the organization objective. Okay, budgetary control and comparison is going to be made by the manager. Okay, so here the budget will be expressed in the quantitative statement. Okay, it is a quantitative statement. Okay, in a numbers. Okay, this budgetary controls involves like sales budget, purchase budget, machinery, material budget, okay, cash budget, and flexible budget, key budget. There are different methods. There are different ways, techniques under your budgetary control. Okay, so here the comparison will reveal the differences. Okay, differences whether the actual performance is matched with the budget or not. Okay, however, almost all the organization have to prepare a flexible budget in order to cope up with the changes. Okay, in order to accommodate all the changes that is happening internally and externally. So flexible budget is essential. That is what budgetary control. Budget means what here? Monetary expression of future plans and organization. Say for example, you have prepared for the sales budget. You have prepared a sales budget. Okay. In this 6 months, I have to sold, in this 6 months, the sales marketing department has to sold 1000 units. Okay. Not 1000 units. They have to sold 10,000 units. Okay. And the value of this unit should be, 1 unit should be 20 rupees. Okay. So you are going to make a sale budget. In 6 months you have to sold 10,000 units of product and the value of that should be 20 rupees. Okay. So actually how much you have sold, this is what your budget. Okay, this is what your budget you have prepared. But the actual what you have done, in 6 months you have sold only 5,000 units. Okay, for 20 rupees. Okay, this is what the result. When you compare this with this, okay, 5 with the 10, there will be a 5 difference. Okay, here the manager is going to take a corrective action in order to meet the budget. That is what? Control, budgetary control, right? So, however, the effectiveness of the budgeting will depends upon how accurately you have predicted, you have estimated about the future, okay, about the future programs and plans and operations. If you are accurately, the effectiveness of will depends upon the accurate estimation of future. However, you have to also prepare flexible budget in order to cope up with the changes that is happening internally as well as the externally. Okay, that is what a budgetary control. The assignment questions. The first one is what is personal observation? You have to write the meaning of what is personal observation. The next is write a formula to calculate BEP, break-even point. You have to write the formula, that is fixed cost divided by selling price minus variable cost, or fixed cost divided by contribution. You can write here. Okay. Next is what? Budget. Budget is what? It is a statement. What is a monetary expression of future plan and policies of the organization. That is what? Budget. Okay. If the budget is prepared for the definite period of time, okay, it will prepare for the 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. You are going to prepare a budget. That is what? What is budget? You have to write. And the next is what? Explain in detail the conventional techniques of controlling. You have to explain almost all the traditional techniques of your controlling. This is what the assignment questions you have to write. Okay. Thank you.